Hi, welcome to the EHR Usability Tutorials. Today we're talking about user testing and the role of the moderator. In previous sessions on user testing, we've talked about setting up the actual scenarios, we've talked about selecting participants. Now we're talking about the people who actually run the session or the user testing experience. How do you decide what the role of the moderator is? Well, the moderator is responsible for conducting usability testing, and it's a critical role. This person is going to help a participant walk through the system and guide them, support them, answer their questions as appropriate. So this person who acts as the moderator needs to be independent from the development of the system so that they are not influenced in any way in their responses. You want them to not have any stakes in the outcome, per se. The role of the moderator is to set up the tasks, move participants through the task, answer limited questions following a very well-established protocol. Moderators need to be informed about the system so that they can recognize when people are getting lost and be able to provide the appropriate support. They should be able to recognize and note on their own note-taking forms when things are going either well or not so well. This will not only help with data collection, but will also help with data analysis. And moderators need to know enough about the system so that the participant feels that they are with a confident expert user. Who should moderate? Here are some suggestions from the Handbook of Usability Testing. Moderators can come from a wide range of domains, from human factors experts, marketing, technical communicators, team members who are part of the build-out but may not be the explicit designers, expert consultants, those kinds of things. Characteristics of good moderators: having a quick learner who can quickly adapt to your system and adapt to the individuals who are testing. They need to have an excellent memory to recall previous questions or suggestions or things that were being offered. They need to be a good empathetic listener so that the participants feel that they are being heard and engaged with, but not judged. They need to be comfortable with the ambiguity of not telling a person this is right or not right, or responding if things are going astray. They need to be flexible enough to know when they should deviate from their protocol to make the entire experience work. They have to have a long attention span because they have to pay attention to everything the participant is doing, but they have to do it over each participant, so they have to engage in the same task over and over again. And they need to be people persons. When do they need to assist? Well, again, it's going to depend on the protocol that you're running. If you're doing a formative test, they might assist early on to keep frustration levels low. If they are engaging in part of a summative exam or a summative assessment, they may only assist as a last resort. Importantly, when they do assist, they should never blame the participant for any failures. It is always an assessment of the system, not an assessment of the participant. When they're moderating the session, particularly in summative testing, they need to understand that their role is not prescriptive in summative testing, that participants should be given instructions and allowed to walk through the system however they see fit, and that the moderation has to be at a minimum and following a strict protocol for when and how they intervene. Importantly, they need to remind the participants they're testing the systems and never the users. It's never an assessment of the users, it's an assessment of the system. Additionally, moderators do not tell participants when their tasks are complete. The participant has to determine this on their own. Participants may satisfice, meaning they may stop before they reach the optimal outcome because they feel where they've gotten is good enough, and that needs to be something that comes from the participant rather than from the moderator. Here is a list of things that a moderator may be looking for. This is a moderator note that's available again on the SharpC website. It's also part of the EUP from the NIST 7804 protocol. But the idea would be, as a participant is walking through the system and generating data that's being gathered by whatever tool you're using, the moderator might also be taking notes about how that participant is performing. They may be looking at things like the effectiveness of how they're completing tasks, the efficiency and the satisfaction, and they may be keeping notes based on the verbalizations of the participant or identified problems within the system.